Hi everyone and welcome back to some more F1 2019 here on this channel. I'm KPG-GOONER here and this is part number 3 of my career walkthrough. Now before we jump into the next race, which is the Bahrain GP, we've got this invitational event to do to earn some development points to spend on our vehicle. It's a checkpoint challenge against our teammates and this is always good to keep that rivalry, earn more points to make our car even better. So let's get straight into it.
Here we are then, the calm before the storm, as we wait for this field of iconic cars to burst into life for the historic invitational event today. I'm delighted to have the opportunity to be here and welcome along to all of you at home as well. So grab a cup of tea and get ready as our competitors make their final preparations.
So what vehicle are we going to get to use in this challenge, I wonder? Oh, it's the McLaren MP4 from 2008. What a vehicle. Oh, this is fantastic. And I'll tell you what, some of the classic cars on this game are absolutely amazing. And we've got to beat Grosjean's time of 8.7. So hopefully we can do that. It's a checkpoint challenge, so I assume that the timer runs out. And we've got to keep on hitting as many checkpoints as we can. So let's see if we can do that. And let's see. Whoa! Got a warning already. So took that corner a little bit tight. Didn't really need the driver line for this circuit, but I've got it on, as you know, because some of the circuits on the tour, I haven't got a clue. And Bahrain is another circuit I don't really know that well. Last time I raced around there was back in 2015. Unless you play F1, you're not really going to race around those sort of circuits. And that is not too bad. Let's see if we can push this car. Oh, this car feels brilliant. Wouldn't mind racing this one in a couple of races. And I have been racing online with another YouTuber in some of the classic cars. And my favourite so far is the Ferrari F2004. No surprise, because I love that car on the Assetto Corsa. Right, that's not too bad. We're almost... Oh, we've got quite a way to go. 7.8 is the target. But I think Grosjean's time was 8.7. So, oh, bloody hell. Oh, got another warning. I knew that was going to happen. Can't afford another one. Really trying to push this car. Not so much downforce on this car, and that's why I'm probably just oversteering a little bit, thinking I can just hold the corner, and I can't. Let's keep it nice and steady. Oh, it sounds fantastic, I must admit. Right, coming to the end of a lap. And how far have we got to go? Oh, I think we're going to have to do another lap. And the timer is only down 20 seconds. This is going to be extremely tight. Oh, we should make that. And, oh, 20 seconds to the next checkpoint. Oh, it's starting to get more difficult now. Can't afford to muck up. Let's keep that nice and steady. Okay, just slowly put your foot down. And, oh, we're getting close to the targets, but we've got to be 8.7. So we've still got a way to go. Oh, we're going to run out of time. Last couple of seconds, hold that corner, and oh, down to the last 10 seconds again. Just hold it nicely. Oh, we're going to make this checkpoint. Oh, this is going to be so close. And, oh my God, that was only just. And, well, we've beaten 8.7, so there you go. So we've beaten Grosjean's time, and I think we're not going to make the next checkpoint. No, we're not. But there you go. We completed this challenge. That was fun. Oh, I can't wait to try out some more of these cars, though. That is awesome. That sounds fantastic. It handles really well, to be honest, once I got used to it. And we got 9.3. Haha, the rival gets beaten again.
Practice sessions are vital for the continuing development of the car. But if you need to, you can choose to simulate the session instead. It won't be as effective as having you behind the wheel directly, but it's better than missing the session entirely.
Right, yeah, we could forward on some of the sessions. We don't need to do all 3, but first up, let's check our messages and see if they've got any upgrades ready. And, oh, the general maintenance has been completed, but nothing else. I think we're going to have to wait until the next round for that. So, but yes, let's get straight into this one. This is going to be a night race. And it's going to be still going to be very hot in Bahrain, so it's going to be a tough session. So let's get straight into it. and hopefully, fingers crossed, we can do better than we did in the last round. So here we go.
Bahrain qualifying is nearly upon us and the drivers look as if they're all geared up to go. I expect we'll be getting underway very shortly. So then, Ant, it's another Grand Prix weekend, another exciting qualifying session ahead of us. What are you going to be looking out for over the next few minutes?
The first question is going to be who can avoid making mistakes. There isn't much margin for error in qualifying, and you have to bear in mind that the track conditions may have changed since practice, particularly as we've had a few support races in the meantime. If the brake bias settings, for example, don't take this into account, it's extremely easy to lock up a front wheel and cause a flat spot. Just like that, your lap's ruined and you've wasted a set of tyres to boot.
Right, so here we go with our qualifying lap. Now, we've put in a couple of sighting laps just to get used to the circuit, and there's a couple of things I've already noticed about the car already. It lacks straight line speed against some of the other cars. It's really struggles in the slow corners. It needs a bit more downforce, and it doesn't accelerate out the turns very quickly. So if we can improve those things over the next few rounds, hopefully this car will be a lot better, but I'm going to really struggle around this circuit. I'm pretty sure of that. But let's see if we can get a good lap in. Now, this first corner is absolutely insane. I can see a lot of crashes happening here. I've seen a couple of dive bombs already, but luckily it wasn't me that was being dive bombed. But that is a tricky section there. Car, I'm literally fighting with the car through there. Let's see if we can... And this turn as well is pretty challenging. Let's see if we can manage that. And, oh, Devin Butler's just put in his lap a 132.4. So that's what we're sort of aiming for. Oh, Vettel's put in a 131.7. So we're going to be not as fast as Vettel, so we're looking at sort of Devin Butler sort of pace. We've got to try and qualify in front of him. He beat us in that last round on the last lap, so we don't want that happening again. Oh, I really struggle on that corner as well. That's really tough. Let's see if we can step it up here. Let's see if we can get it turned in. This is a nice flowing section here. You've got to get really tight in, and you've got to try and stay off the curbs. If you touch this inside curb, you spin out, and that's what I did on my first lap. Right, try and keep it nice and tight. And is that Leclerc in front of us in the Ferrari? And he's looking for a really good time as well. I think he didn't he retire in the last round, so he's after points. That is the final corner. What sort of time? And Hamilton's put a 130.9. Wow, that's going to be hard to beat. And what? Third? No way. We're sitting third, but it's still plenty of time. But yeah, let's go on another lap and see if we can improve on that. But that is a good time.
And with qualifying complete, let's review our top three today. Hamilton, Leclerc and Valtteri Bottas. Well, that wraps up qualifying, but don't worry, we'll be back tomorrow as we head into the Grand Prix.
Can you believe it? 6th position, a second behind Hamilton. That is insane. What a qualifying. Right, let's get straight into the race.
The curtain rises once more then on the desert stage of Sakir as the players take their places for the opening act. Will they enthrall us like they did in 2014 with that titanic battle between Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton? Well, we'll find out shortly as we get underway here in Bahrain. There's no shortage of passing opportunities around the 3.36 miles of the Bahrain International Circuit, with the best at turn 1, of course, and then another soon into turn 4. 15 corners here, 6 to the left and 9 to the right, and we could see 1 or 2 flat spots into the tight left-hander of turn 10. Bahrain has showed us many times in the past, though, Anthony Davidson, that a good strategy will only take you so far. Beyond that, you need good racecraft and you need good consistency.
And a little bit of luck too, I'd say. This is one of those circuits where the safety car always seems to come out just at the right time to condense the field together and mix up the cars on different strategies. It's hard on brakes, it's tough on fuel, and the main overtaking opportunity is down into turn 1, where it's easy to outbrake your opponent and potentially have a bit of argy-bargy as well.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position with Charles Leclerc alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Bottas, Vettel, Max Verstappen, Carlson, Weber, Gasly, Butler and Daniel Ricciardo, Perez, Grosjean, Kimi Raikkonen and Norris, Kvyat, Albon, George Russell and Carlos Sainz. Kubica and Antonio Giovinazzi starts from the back of the grid, and with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
After the points finish last race, let's aim to keep the momentum going.
I will try my best. Right, let's have a look at the race strategy. And it looks like it's going to be a one-stop. And we start on the softs for a couple of laps, and then we move on to the mediums. Let's see if we can get a good start. Let's put it in rich mix. And we start 6th behind Vettel. Can we get a good start here? And it's all go. Loads of wheel spin in the Bahrain GP. And it looks like our car is so slow off the mark. And we're going to lose a couple of places. But let's just try and hold our line into the slow corner on the brakes. Oh, we lock wheels with Vettel. Wow. But we've got a warning for contact with Ricciardo. But I'm not sure I didn't touch Ricciardo, but I definitely touched Vettel, and we've managed to get through, and we're in P5, so that isn't a bad start, and we're in behind Verstappen. Let's just try and keep this, and we've got to try and put in a couple of laps on the rich mix and try and settle in, and hopefully the cars will start spreading out. But we've got Vettel behind us in the Ferrari, and he is going to be on it, especially after that collision. So hopefully we haven't got any damage. I looked at the car, I didn't see any wing damage, but I'm sure we'll find out very, very soon. We've just got to try and get up to pace, get some heat in these tyres. But these tyres aren't going to last long in this heat, so it is literally only going to be 2, maybe 3 laps at the most. We're going to just have to try and go as hard as we can. We did have some good qualifying pace, a 1:31 we put in. So if we can sort of, I don't think the race is going to be that quick, but if we can at least be consistent, we've got half a chance. And just be careful on those curbs, we know how slippery they are. Just try and hold it, and we're losing pace with the front 4, and we've got some serious heat from Vettel behind us. It's only going to be a matter of time that Ferrari comes flying past us, and we've just got to try and hold him off as long as we can. Right, final corner of the first lap. Things are going really good. It'd be absolutely amazing if we could finish in the top 5. I don't think it would ever happen. I think sort of 7th or 8th for the sort of positions we're looking at. And look at Vettel, he's just going to go flying past us. We just don't have the pace. Right, slow it down, slow it down, slow it down. Oh, contact again, a little tap there. Little love tap, nothing major, and Vettel is past. I knew I wasn't going to be able to hold off the Ferrari, and we're down to P6. But we've got another one of our rivals. Well, say rivals, he was our teammate in the F2s behind us, so we've got to try and keep Lucas off us now. Lucas Weber, and he is going to be pretty quick as well in that car, so we're going to have to try and hold him off. And yes, let's have a look at our change of strategy. I think we're going to have to come in soon. The tyres are already giving us grief. They really didn't last long, did they, the softs? But looking at the strategy, it did say it was going to be pretty quick. And look at them, they're screwed already. So we're going to have to try and just get to the end of this lap and try not to lose any positions. But we've got a train of cars behind us. So we're going to have to try. Well, hopefully this will be an... Oh, almost lost the rear then. Hopefully this will be an undercut strategy. And sometimes the strategies do work. Probably not so much for me, because on previous F1 games, I always got it wrong. And it looks like Lucas is going to go up the inside. Oh, we just couldn't hold him off. No, someone else is trying to creep through. Who's that? Oh, bloody Ricciardo's managed to squeeze past as well in the Renault. And we need to pit. So we lost a couple of positions there, but we had to pit anyway, so they would have gone past. And hopefully we didn't sustain any damage. We can't just sort of knock wheels there again. Got to be careful because damage is on. And how long is this going to take? Ooh, not too bad. 2.8. I will take that. But we're going to be in flipping last position now. And it's going to be a bit of a lonely race for a while until everyone else pits. Now, everyone else was on, I'm assuming, on the softs. So they're going to have to pit quite soon. So it may be just a couple of laps on my own. And then we will see whether this strategy works. And we can come back into the position we just went into the pits in. Around maybe P8, P9. Right, let's get it up to speed again. Put it in the rich mix. Let's see if we can keep this. Right, so we're coming towards the end of lap 5 and I've still seen no other cars. Can you believe that? How have they managed to last that long on soft tyres? They must have had a different strategy. Right, let's see if we can just keep on going. And can you believe it? Sebastian Vettel is out of the race. Ferrari has gone. Can you believe it? I'm not sure what trouble we had, or, you know, he crashed, but he is out of the race. And, oh, there's someone in front of us. And that's Lewis Hamilton. So he's obviously just pitted. So if we catch up with him, we might undercut some of the other drivers, because he's, assuming he's leading the GP at the moment. Oh, this is going to be insane if we could actually come out in a fantastic position after that early pit. But the only problem is now, the way I look at it, is I've been out on the mediums quite a while. Are they going to last? Well, they better do, because they're going to come out on mediums as well, and they're going to be a lot more fresh and have a lot more grip. So I'm going to struggle to keep other cars off my tail. Right, trying to keep it nice and tight there, and I definitely don't have the same pace as Lewis Hamilton. And I thought we might be able to keep up with him because he's still scrubbing in those tyres, but it looks like we haven't. So let's just keep it steady. Hopefully we will get an indication that the other cars are in the pits. Let's keep it nice, steady around that turn, and that's not too bad. And we're coming towards the end of lap 6, and teammate is in the pits. Wow, so we should be able to overtake Grosjean, and that's always good for the rivalry between teammates. Are anyone else in the pits? I can see loads of other dots. Yes, we're going to take some more places. How many places? Up to P13. Oh, that is brilliant. But hopefully a few more cars will go into the pits over the next couple of laps, and hopefully we will find out we will find out very soon what position we're going to be in. Right, how many more are in the pits? Oh, there's quite a few more in the pits. And how many places? Up to P6. And what a strategy this is. We're in P6 on lap 8. Wow, that is awesome. But, like I said, I have been on the mediums for quite a while, and they have started to wear slightly. I've just got to manage them as best I can. And we've kept the steady pace as well. That has been the key, I think. And who have we got in front of us? Verstappen in front of us. So, hopefully, we can sort of catch up with him. I'm trying to keep it nice and steady. I can see a couple of cars in front. We just need to keep this steady pace, and hopefully they will drop off. And he's still on the medium, so I'm not sure whether Verstappen has been in the pits or whether he started on the mediums. I'm not sure, but things are looking very, very promising. Let's see if we can just keep this going. If we finish in 6th now, oh wow, what a finish. Second race in, and in this Haas team, and we get 8th in the last round, and if we can get 6th, that would be decent points as well. Just losing a bit of grip now though, that is the only problem. Really, really struggling, and Ricardo is 8 seconds behind us, so we've got a little bit of breathing space, but that could soon be eaten into. And that's this. Oh, someone's pitted. Is that? Oh, I think Verstappen has gone in the pits. So we are now going to be in P5 on lap 9. 5 laps to go. Oh my dear Lord. I'm starting to get a little bit excited. But with this car, the fact that we struggled, if we can finish in 5th, that would just be the most amazing result, I'm telling you. Right, so we've got one more lap to go, and we're going to finish 5th. That is insane. As long as the car doesn't give up on me or I crash out. And I've also got to manage these tyres. The tyres are starting to give way now, but if we finish in 5th, that would be unbelievable for the Haas team. I never thought I'd be able to finish in a position like that early on in this career. I mean, qualifying in 6th was insane, but finishing in 5th with some of the cars out in the field is just an amazing result, and really good for the team. But I have struggled on the last couple of laps, and it hasn't been the most amazing race. I mean, I've been out on my own for most of it, but I've stayed consistent, and sometimes that's what you've got to be. Sometimes these races are down to strategy, and that's what it has been today. I mean, I would prefer personally crazy passes, brilliant battles and all that. We didn't really have that, but what we have done is we picked the right strategy, we've executed it, and it looks like we're going to bring it home in the most fantastic position. So let's see if we can just finish this off. That's nicely done around there. Starting to feel the tyres really go, and the rear is sliding a little bit. And coming towards the end. Oh, this has just been amazing. So Charles Leclerc in the Ferrari wins the GP ahead of Hamilton, and he had to get the points because his teammate obviously got had a fault and he broke down and he's out the race. So Ferrari had to at least get some points. But there you go, guys. We're going to take 5th. And that is just the most amazing result. So there we go. We finished 5th. That is brilliant.
Here's our winner, pulling their Ferrari into Parc Ferme. What a fantastic race it was. Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
Well, this was a real team victory. They put together a solid strategy today that appeared well suited to the conditions out on track. The driver did everything that was expected of them in the moment to really execute the team's plan to perfection. A shining example of how F1 really is a team sport.
Here come our winners now. A thrilling race and a tremendous effort by Ferrari. Their history is well known, so it's no surprise to fans the world over to see them come out on top once again. Result our points leader wanted, but it certainly makes things interesting going forward. Now, let's discuss, Ant. Who would you say is a contender for driver of the day?
Carlos Sainz would be my first choice for this race. He had excellent race stamina, giving him the opportunity to charge through the ranks.
Let's move on to the constructors. Mercedes continue to extend their lead. It was also a strong Grand Prix from Haas F1 this weekend. Fantastic work from the American team to move themselves further up the table. I'm equal parts exhausted and elated with this weekend of Formula One. Be sure to join us for the next one.
Right, let's have a look at the start. Now, I didn't get the greatest start. There was loads of wheel spinning. There was quite a few cars coming down the left side, and I thought this was going to cause me major problems. But I went down the inside. I tried a dive bomb, and I went wheel to wheel with Vettel. We locked wheels, and I thought that was going to be danger, but he sort of let me go, and I managed to get away without damage and without a warning. Right, now we're on board with Vettel. Let's have a look at this incident. So we go into the corner, right in the inside. There was space there, but just as he turns the corner, he locks my front left wheel, but he releases it. And I reckon he could have overtaken me, but he didn't. He let me go. Right, now we're looking at another camera view, and I think he knew I was coming. He was in behind both Mercedes. He had a Red Bull down the side of him. He could see his teammate pulling away, and as he came into that corner, he made contact with the Red Bull, and I think that's what pushed him over where he clipped my wheel, and that was the incident of the start of the race. Right, so this is the results of the rivalry between teammates, and once again we came out on top, and that is going to be more points for us to spend on our vehicle. And I think we definitely need to put some more power into our car because it is really slow on the straights and we did struggle. But finishing 5th is a really good achievement. So there we go. Oh, loads of points. And we got the team goal. That is awesome. So they are very pleased with me at the moment. So this is a great start to my career. Right, so in the next round, we're going to be going to China and Shanghai, a very challenging circuit, and one I haven't raced around since 2015 again. It's going to be another one of those circuits where we're going to have to learn, and we're probably going to notice a lot of problems with downforce around that circuit. So we're going to need to upgrade the car in the right places, and hopefully some of those upgrades will be ready. but we're sitting in 7th place in the championship. So overall, it's not bad start to this career. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe, share the video, and please check out all the other videos on the channel with our MotoGP career as well. And I will see you very, very soon.